I copped a bit of criticism for an article I wrote in the Sunday Times suggesting you should not be planting in late summer, early autumn. You really don't want to plant here in Western Australia until we get the winter rains arrive. And the good news is they're here. Now's the time to be putting plants into the garden, and most importantly, it's the time to get out and start fertilising your garden, because your garden will grow during winter. Planting this time of year is easy, and this magnificent old Dracaena that's been dug up from one part of our garden is going to go into the middle of these beautiful beds, which have been built using one of the very best soil conditioners you can use. It's called BioWise. Now, because this plant has had severe root damage in its move, I'm soaking its roots first with this stuff. It's a plant tonic called Grow Potion. It does wonders for plants, including reducing shock and stimulating new root growth, which is exactly the reason why I'm applying it here. Feeding now can not only give your plants a great boost and last-minute drive into winter with strong growth, it sets them up to be stronger and more resilient in the springtime. Now, the critical issue here is the type of fertiliser you use. You see, in our soils, with our climate, you have to make sure that you're going to use the right fertiliser to get the right results. And it's dead easy to do. Shades of Green is a unique plant food you probably haven't heard of yet. It's unique for several different reasons, but most importantly because it takes into account the damage some of the highly soluble fertilisers have been doing to our waterways. Excess nutrients leach below plants' roots in sandy soils, and they end up entering our groundwater, or even worse, washing down stormwater drains and running into our rivers. And that's why we're having so many river health issues. Now, when they formulated this fertiliser, they made sure that it met some very strict criteria, and they wanted it to be a really environmentally friendly fertiliser. So much so that it actually ended up being the very first fertiliser to ever be declared a FertilizeWise fertiliser. It has that accreditation, and it's the only one in WA. But what does that mean? Well, it means that when you're fertilising your garden, you're doing just that. The fertiliser's not heading off into our waterways, and for me that's particularly important when I've got a creek going through my property. So when I'm fertilising my garden, I know that the fertiliser is going to the plants and not into the waterways, polluting the water system. Another important issue here is the nutrient component in a plant food, particularly if you're eating the produce. You see, if you don't get all the minerals and nutrients from the food you're eating, you end up needing to take vitamin pills to fix your diet. But if you eat right, a wide range of foods rich in nutrients, well, you'll do really well and you won't need any additional supplements. Now, plants are exactly the same as us, but they can't get vitamin pills. Our nutrient-deficient soils need nutritional boosting if we're able to grow the intensive crops that we like to eat and enjoy growing. Well, that means you've got to feed them. And whilst all plant foods will give some sort of immediate boost, you're far better to provide a complex nutritional base with all the vitamins and minerals a plant needs in small quantities at the right time. And that's going to deliver the best results. Now, it's really important that you do follow the instructions that are on the back of the bag. If you do that, you can't go wrong.